In the lands of Mesopotamia, a city gleamed called Uruk, where a living legend named Gilgamesh ruled. A king 2/3 divine and 1/3 human, with power beyond imagination. Muscular build, height towering over ordinary men, with eyes blazing with fury and power. Every day in Uruk, Gilgamesh forced young men into battle and construction of city walls. People feared his brutality, their cries of desperation reaching the heavens. To control this rebellious king, the gods created Enkidu, a wild being with equal strength. Enkidu lived in forests with animals, a pure creature of nature with divine power. Their first encounter was a battle that laid the foundation of an epic friendship. They clashed with such force that the city walls trembled from the impact of their fists. At the height of battle, both realized they possessed equal strength and a kindred spirit. Their first joint mission was to battle Humbaba, the terrifying guardian of the cedar forest. A journey that went beyond known borders and dragged them into dangerous territories. They traveled for 7 days and 7 nights, crossing treacherous mountains and confronting mythical creatures. Humbaba was a monster that even the gods feared. The battle that erupted was so terrifying that it shook earth and sky. With successive strikes and divine power, they brought Humbaba down. Their victory aroused the wrath of Ishtar, the love goddess who had fallen for Gilgamesh. Ishtar invited him to be her consort, but Gilgamesh mockingly rejected her proposal. Enraged by his rejection, Ishtar asked her father Anu to send the bull of heaven for revenge. The celestial bull attacked Uruk with terrifying power, making the ground tremble. A fierce battle erupted between Gilgamesh, Enkidu, and the celestial bull that engulfed the entire city. With extraordinary power, they defeated the bull, but the gods decided to seek revenge. The gods decreed that one of them must die and chose Enkidu for death. Enkidu fell gravely ill and suffered immensely. Gilgamesh witnessed the gradual death of his closest friend and fell into deep sorrow. Enkidu's death threw Gilgamesh into an existential crisis and fear of mortality. He decided to discover the secret of immortality and began a dangerous journey. From ice-covered mountains to burning deserts, Gilgamesh sought an escape from death. He searched for Utnapishtim, the only human to whom the gods had granted immortality. A journey that went beyond known borders of the world and pulled him into unknown territories, passing through death's gates, facing impossible trials, and confronting mythical creatures, all stood in his path. Utnapishtim tested him and placed a difficult challenge before him, staying awake for 6 days and 7 nights. But Gilgamesh fell asleep from exhaustion and failed the test. Instead, Utnapishtim gave him a magical plant that could restore youth. Gilgamesh happily pulled the plant from the depths of the sea. But a serpent stole the plant and destroyed his last hope for immortality. Angry and desperate, Gilgamesh pursued the serpent to distant lands. A long and perilous journey that dragged him from known borders to demonic territories. During this journey, he confronted countless monsters and mythical creatures, battles that could each lead to his death. Gilgamesh survived each battle with extraordinary skill and divine power. Traces of blood and battle remained along his entire path. He was no longer the arrogant king, but an undefeatable warrior. Although the serpent stole the immortality plant, Gilgamesh never surrendered. He returned to Uruk, not with immortality, but with honor and stories of epic battles. Uruk's people saw him as a great hero who had not feared death or gods. Stories of his journeys spread across ancient lands. He was now a symbol of courage, resilience, and fearlessness of the impossible. Gilgamesh proved that a human could fight against destiny. Though he did not become immortal, his name remained eternal. His legends were inscribed on clay tablets. Generations later, children told his stories with passion. Gilgamesh was no longer a king, he had become a legend. His journeys, battles, and courage inspired thousands of generations. He showed that even gods bend before human will. Gilgamesh was not just a hero, he was a symbol of human resistance. Every strike, every battle was a cry against limitations. He came to shake the world, and he succeeded. His story transcended the boundaries of time and space. And thus Gilgamesh, king of Uruk, became an eternal legend.